Weapons or no weapons?
No weapons.
No, just fisticuffs?
These weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said I've never actually been in a fist fight, but I have got enough spunk.
Yeah.
I think I'd do just fine.
Oh, yeah. You'd be bobbing and weaving. You seem hard to catch.
Folks get all twisted up thinking practice is preparation for something else. For enlightenment. For peace. For knowing. But what if practice ain't the path to the thing? What if practice is the thing? This is conversations about showing up, about falling down and getting back up, about the ordinary miracle of just continuing. Welcome to the Unqualified Yogi podcast, where the only moment that matters is this one, and this one, and this one, and maybe that one.
Roxanne, this is it. We're doing it. Episode 0.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Where do you want to begin?
From the very beginning.
All right. You were born, then what?
I was born and started doing yoga about 1.5 years old.
Ooh, yeah. You were super flexible then.
Just kidding. We don't have to start that early.
When did you start?
I started yoga when my first child, my daughter, was born in 1999. I was a runner. No, that's not true. I was running to try to lose baby weight. And then I started doing yoga from a VHS tape. Rodney Yee, VHS.
Rodney Yee.
Do you know who that is?
No. How did you? But I really don't know anyone.
He's classic. The videotape was him doing yoga on a rock by the ocean with the waves. There was an AM cassette VHS and a PM. And I would do the AM after my run. And then I started loving it. I haven't always had a great relationship with my body. And I was running as a way of kind of beating myself up. And I loved that in doing yoga, I would finish and be like, wow, my body's amazing. It can do great things. And so it became a loving relationship with myself.
Does anyone have a great relationship with their body? You name one person who's like, my relationship with my body's great.
You're correct. I do not know anyone.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
It is.
All right. So how did you acquire this VHS yoga tape?
Probably at a garage sale.
A
Goodwill.
Okay. You're perusing,
I peruse
second-handing, thrifting,
alleys,
and VHS.
I like to look through books. I don't look through a VHS anymore because I don't even have a VCR anymore.
I'm going to get you a VCR.
I had one for a long time. My kids would attest to the story that when I got divorced from their dad, I did not want a TV. So I kept this small little TV and a little VCR in a closet that on special occasions we would pull it out and watch like The Goonies or
one of the best movies ever.
E.T.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Did you rewind the yoga tape when you were done with it, or did you rewind it the next time before you started?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
All right. So, who's this teacher? He's a white guy.
Rodney Yee. No, he is an Asian man.
All right.
He's very handsome.
Still teaching?
Do not know that information. Have not looked him up in quite some time.
All right, we're gonna look up where Rodney is.
Let's do that. Yeah.
All right. So, what kind of yoga was it?
I would say it was hatha yoga, just holding poses and breathing, being in your body.
And what effect did it have on your life?
It got me to quit. I quit running at that point and just focused on the yoga. And then I found a yoga class at the YMCA in Carondelet that I went to twice a week.
Did you need to quit yet running? Because I feel like
I didn't like it.
No, well, no one likes it.
Now, some people say they like it.
They're lying.
Yeah.
There's two types of people in the world.
They say it's like meditation for them, that they get into a flow. It's not me, but
yeah, I hate running.
Whenever I've been into it in a few different periods of my life, and when I've gotten into it, I have a little bit of an addictive personality, and so when I'm doing something that I like, I can go all out. Mm-hmm. And I was running like in the mornings, I'd run a few miles, and then on my lunch break, I'd run home and run and then
home
shower.
to run.
I wouldn't actually run home. I'd drive home to run, take a shower, and then go back to work.
How long you running?
It's just like that adrenaline was a rush.
So why'd you quit? Like, what did you hate about it?
It's too high of a rush.
Too high of a rush.
I run hyper to begin with. I need more grounding practices.
I believe that's called sprinting.
I am a hyper individual as it is. I don't need anything to jack me up.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get grounded.
Okay, so
I like to get jacked up, but it doesn't usually work long term.
I've never seen you jacked up.
Because I do yoga and meditate.
I see a very one side of Roxanne in yoga class, and it's not jacked up.
I said to somebody, a student,
it's jacked down.
Like it is jacked down. I'm jacked down. I like
Jack
it.
Down that would be your CIA name.
I like it.
I'm jacked down.
Yes. I was talking to a student. It was probably 6 months ago, and I mentioned something like, I think I might have like undiagnosed ADHD. Like that is how I operate when I am not. And I am not saying that is a loose comparison. But if I am not doing yoga and meditating, I will spin in circles. And it is very challenging.
Okay, so you started doing this VHS. How often would you do it? And what results did you get from it?
I did it every day. And every morning I would wake up. I had a baby, so I was awake all the time anyway. And I just loved the way it made me feel, both physically. It wasn't so much that I was worried about taking off the baby weight anymore. It was that I was learning to be okay with me as I was. And I liked the way that felt.
And he was teaching this in that VHS too?
He didn't talk about that kind of stuff.
It was just
how I felt.
This pose.
It was just do that. And
okay.
This is 26 years ago, so my memory is very loose on it.
I don't remember.
We need to find. I don't either. I need to find this tape and watch it, and I'll probably have some flashbacks.
Maybe it's in one of your journals.
No. I burned those journals. I told you that. That was 26 years ago.
You did tell me right before we started recording. I was told that you journal. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. You must have a lot of journals. Nope, she burns them.
I do.
Is it like ceremoniously? Do you like?
Well, it started, I burned I was saving them and I burned them all at once, and it did feel really freeing, like I'm not holding on to my past anymore. And then each new one that I've done, I do burn as soon as I start a new one.
How long does it take you to get through a whole journal?
Well, I'll be honest, this is journal/notebook. That's usually how I do it.
Ooh, that's thick. I thought that was a book.
No, it's like a journal/notebook, and I started this a month ago.
Oh.
So I go through them pretty quick.
That looks like 30.
Yeah, I go through them
30-ish pages. All right, so we're going to get back to the journaling.
Okay.
That's going to be a recurring theme in this podcast.
And we're going to get you journaling because you said you do not journal.
Nope. I am now.
Yeah.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Well, I'm a little worried about the words that are going to come out on that page.
You can run them past me,
and
I'll let you know
what they that's going to be incriminating.
That's why you burn it. Just me and you.
Oh.
And I'll read them out loud on here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good therapy for you.
All right. So you're doing yoga. You're on this VHS tape. You're feeling better about yourself.
Yes.
What happens next?
Well, again, I was a new mom, so it's all kind of a blur. But I do remember going to the YMCA and loving that. And it was a group setting and feeling that I loved, it was in the basement of the Y in Carondelet. And I remember looking around, and it was all different body shapes, all different ages, and I didn't feel like people were comparing themselves to each other, and I loved that. It's not a competitive thing. And I am very competitive, typically. If we'd play a game or do anything, I'm the no fun person. So for me to be able to do something where there was no element of comparison, competition, I loved that about the group classes. And the teacher was her name was Angela, and I don't remember if I ever even knew her last name, but I did yoga with her for probably 2-3 years in that basement.
Okay, so 2-3 years at the Y.
Yeah.
And how did that have an effect on your life?
I would say at that period, I was raising children. I had some postpartum stuff that I struggled with. So I was struggling with depression. I was just not in a great time of my life. It was towards the end of my marriage, my first marriage. And so I feel like it just gave me a touch point. I won't say that it was like some magical pill that I took and made everything great, which is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But
wait, did you bring magical pills?
I don't have any.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Sorry. Only downers, not jack uppers, though.
Yeah. Jack down.
Jack down. And so, yeah, I think it just gave me a touching point for me to check in with myself and just not be crazy, really, for a couple hours a week. Not feel crazy.
But then the rest, you were super
pretty
crazy.
Close to it. Maybe I had a couple hours afterwards.
Okay. All right. So then let's fast forward to you becoming a teacher, because it's not too far.
Well, there's a little
that.
bit between that time. I had gotten divorced, and I had moved into an apartment with my 2 kids, and I all of a sudden had more time because my kids were with their dad half of the time, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Isn't that the best part of divorce? Only having kids half the time?
It is. I mean,
what a treat.
It's great. And
What a
because
treat.
then every time I'd see my kids and they saw me, we were like so happy to see each other.
Yeah.
Whereas I had been a stay-at-home mom. And not that I wasn't always delighted to be around them, of course, but there's redundancy that happens, and you can take each other for granted.
It is terrible all the time.
I did not hate being a parent. I loved it.
I didn't hate it either, but all the 24/7, all the time.
It was a good break.
I
was able to maintain my own individuality. And so that's what I found a yoga studio. I went to this little market over on Morgan Ford in South City, and there was a flyer up about a new studio that was opening on Kings Highway. And so I went there, and I remember my first class feeling like, as I walked in there, super intimidated, because I had only been doing VHS tapes and the Y, and I felt like this was an elite club that I had no business being in. I was wearing pajamas because I didn't know what you wore. I thought they'd be having some secret language. Let's also backtrack. You're going to hear me sometimes say my R's as W's. I worked very hard in speech therapy.
I haven't caught that one.
I just did.
Didn't catch it.
When I get tired or when I get excited, it slips out. So in case you hear it. I used to not be able to say my R's. I did a lot of speech therapy to say my R's.
So.
Except Roxanne.
Yeah.
But it'd be like Wabbit, waiting.
Yeah. That's adorable.
It's adorable when you're younger.
Did you get made fun of
not in just my family.
That's the mark of a good family.
Right. Right. And I'm probably exaggerating, because really, if I was walking around, talking about was constantly, so I think it was just slight. But anyway, you're going to hear it sometimes. I digress. Anyway, I loved this class, and the teacher was amazing. She does not teach anymore, I don't think, but she was a great teacher. So I did that for a while, and then that's where I went through my teacher training, and I started teaching from there. So I was certified to teach in 2010.
What was from what you can remember, what was your teacher training like back then? Because it varies greatly.
Yeah, I got really lucky. Mine was really, I guess I don't know. I only know what I've heard other people say that they've had in theirs, because I've only done the one, so I don't know anything to compare it against. But I feel like we were all, well, I can't speak for anybody else. I can speak for myself. I feel like it was so much information that I couldn't get enough. And instead of at the end of the day, me feeling like, oh my God, I can't wait for this teacher to stop talking, I wanted more. Like, he was just so engaging and so interesting. The people that I was doing the training with were people I had been practicing next to, so we already knew each other. It was a very close community. So it was great. I had been engaged. I was in my engagement fell apart during that teacher training, and I was held in so much love through that. It was awesome.
I remember early on in one of your classes, you flipped us all around on our backs with our feet facing not towards the teacher. And I could be wrong, but I remember you maybe mentioning that your teacher or a teacher taught you that your feet should never be facing towards the techer.
That's right.
So did I remember that correctly?
That's how I was taught.
All right, what's the story behind that?
Is in India. I mean, it just, and in a lot of cultures, you don't point your feet towards people.
Yeah.
It's just a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, I don't like feet.
Yeah.
Get them away from me.
There you go.
Point them in the other direction, sir.
I don't mind feet. I'm not going to say I love them because there's a whole thing around that, but I don't mind them at all.
It's okay. This is a safe space. You could be a foot person.
I'm not a foot person.
You could be a foot person on this podcast
I'm not.
if you want to.
I love to share little interesting tidbits about myself.
Yeah.
I used to be super paranoid about my feet. And as a yoga teacher, it's so funny that I do this now, that I walk around barefoot constantly. But I didn't start wearing open-toed. I stopped in high school. I had people make fun of my toes. I have like a big toes, and hammerhead toes is what
Hammerhead toes.
A friend called them.
Just the big toe?
Both of them. We were floating in the
It's
pool.
called a big toe for a reason.
She said, "Look at your hammerhead toes." And so then I would mention it to people, like, my friend said that and they'd be like, "Oh, you do got some big toes." And I started becoming so I just stopped wearing I always wore closed-toed shoes until I had, kids, and that was the least of my worries anymore. But now I'm barefoot all the time.
No one actually has good-looking feet.
There are some good-looking feet.
What makes a good-looking foot?
Just, I feel like evenly proportioned,
What if that middle toe's longer than the big toe?
It does all mean something.
What does it mean?
If you look at it, I don't know because I haven't looked it up, but
prosperity.
It's like if your second toe's longer, you're more intelligent or something like
You're
that.
going to have 3 wives.
Right.
I think that's what it means.
Oh. Is that how you know that because you've looked that up?
No, I just made it up.
Oh.
I'm going to be making up a lot of facts.
Okay, great. That's what I do most of the time.
Right?
Right out of my ass.
This is about questions with wrong answers.
That's correct. Let me show you the answer I've been making up for 10 years. What's the right one?
So the Unqualified Yogi, we're going to get back to you teaching, but before we get too far into this podcast, what the hell is the Unqualified Yogi? What does that mean?
Well, I think I'd ask you the same thing. But for me, it was kind of born out of the conversation when you and I were talking that I do feel like sometimes teachers can be unduly put on pedestals as some sort of, and I think I used the word guru, not that anyone has ever called me their guru, seriously. And they might have been joking, but I do think that people tend to think that if you're teaching yoga, especially someone I've been teaching yoga for a long time, that I have it all figured out. And
you don't?
I am, that is far from the truth. Very far from the truth. Yes.
They say the people that have it the most figured out are the people that admit that they don't have anything figured out.
I lean into that rationalization.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're not someone who spends really, would it be safe to say you spend no time online?
No, that's not true.
It's not? Okay.
No, I do not do social media. You are.
That's what I mean.
What's it called?
Instagram?
The Instagram.
No Instagram account.
Instagram, Facebook. Now, for a period of time, in full disclosure, I did have both under secret names.
What
primarily.
Was the photo? Was it a photo?
No photos.
No? Okay.
Primarily just because people would send stuff to me and I couldn't open it. Now I can open stuff without having anything. But I found myself, even on those fake ones, looking at cat videos, scrolling, doing the same thing.
Doom scrolling, yeah.
Yes. But not with anyone I knew because I didn't have the algorithm to whatever. I'd find myself in weird little corners. But anyway, no. I would say that primarily today I spend my time trying to not read the news as much as I read the news. I do like YouTube, and I have a nice algorithm set up on YouTube.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
walk me through what's being served up to you on YouTube.
You know, a lot of yoga, meditation, Buddhism talks, cats, people falling. I think it's hilarious when there's those, remember America's Funniest Home Videos? I don't know if it's still around, but
No, it's around
I love those
24/7.
things.
That's what Instagram is. It's America's Funniest Home Videos 24/7.
okay. I remember it feeling like it was a lot of ads.
Oh, it is a lot of ads too.
So
Yeah.
ads and people falling.
But honestly, I'm getting served up they get me good. Like those masks that I sent you
Yeah.
the other day. It was 7 a.m. I wake up, I get served those.
Yep.
Hell yeah, I'm buying these masks.
I totally
I
remember
don't
that.
know what I'm going to do with them.
Totally remember that. I would have a conversation with someone. I like your shoes. And they would say, oh, yeah, these are such and such and such and such. And I would get on my phone and I'd have an ad for that.
Isn't that kind of nice though? A little bit.
It was nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, alarming.
All right, so you're on YouTube,
I am on YouTube.
but you don't want people following you on YouTube. You're not making videos. You just got an account
I just have a, yes.
just to peruse.
Oh, and I'm going to have to
tube.
change my name now that I've got this going in case you can find me.
So why not? So you do kind of the opposite of what most teachers, especially at someone at your level, you are anti-promoting yourself, but are my favorite. I'm not going to say you're the absolute best. You're my favorite teacher that I've ever
you.
studied, practiced under.
There you go.
And you don't put yourself out there, and your classes are always full, and they're the best.
Thank you.
So why is that?
Because I do think that, and this is when we were talking, I said I got a lot of opinions. Here's one of them. And it's not proven, and a lot of people would disagree. But I do kind of feel like this idea that you have to be able to be on social media to be successful if you're working with people. I feel like it's just one of those stories that we've been fed. And we have so many stories that we assume to be true, that we live our lives as truths, and I just don't think it's true. And I think that because I don't think it's true, I don't feel like I'm lacking something. And I also do feel like students don't care that I don't have social media. Like, they're there for that hour. They know where to find me, and they find me. And I do think that people who are meant to find my classes. I don't have to go snag them out of their living rooms and out of their beds. If they're meant to,
Out of their beds? Have you ever snagged someone out of their bed?
I haven't yet.
Hey,
But like that
Here's
flyer
not
was
over.
at that grocery store. I had to go find it. I do think that that's part of it is the search for, not just being talked into. That's not going to work.
okay, so I've convinced you to do this podcast. Where do you see this going? Like, what are we going to do?
Well,
with-
we've talked
with
that
the
we're just going to
people?
have fun. So
Yes. Okay, number one,
we're
we're
just
here
going to
to
have fun.
Yep.
And we're going to just see what happens. We're going to talk to people that we're both interested by, that we both like, and ask them questions, figure out what their questions are that will feed more questions. And really, I'm excited to be able to come from this place where, because I do have people coming to me with questions a lot that then I have to say, I don't know. Because really, a lot of the questions, if somebody comes to me with a personal thing, they need to go within themselves to find that answer. That's not an answer that I am qualified to give them. Or, like, I know nothing about it. So I think that this is a place where I can really lean into the I don't know that I'm excited about, that I can be really honest in how much I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
What would you say?
I look showing my ass. I'm showing my ass here.
I don't know about this. Is a kid show, Roxanne. We're
Oh, I
showing
don't think it'll be a kid show. I'm gonna be showing my ass.
So, what's the number one question you get after class? Someone comes up to you and you're like, I see this question coming. Is there one?
I don't think there is one standard one. I think it's just different. People used to ask me a lot about their personal lives. You know, like, I'm going through this, and ask me my advice. After my last divorce, nobody's asking me that anymore. Because I was never qualified to answer that anyway. But no, I don't feel that people share their personal lives with me now, which I feel honored when they do. I don't feel like they're asking me, they're just sharing with me, and I can hold space for it. That's an honor. The question is probably alignment driven on poses. Sometimes people will ask me, you know, I've got a pain right here in my low back. What does that mean? And I remind them that the training for a teacher training and the training for a doctor are two very different things. And I really try to stay in my lane on that. I'm just going to preface this by saying anyone who comes up and asks me questions, most of the time I cannot answer. I will share people with my experience. People will say, like, people have asked about meditation. I think it's something that people are more interested in, especially in these times. And they'll ask, like, how did you get started, or what do you do? And I'll share with them my experience in that I, in the past, have done a very just kind of loosey-goosey meditation. Like, I sit wherever I can, and even if it's just for 5 minutes. So I just share my experience. I wouldn't say there's one question.
When you meditate, what is going through your head?
All of the stuff that's been waiting to be seen.
Oh.
You know, instead of distracting myself with whatever it is I'm doing, like right now we're talking, we're doing this, there's a bunch of other stuff rumbling around in my head that I just don't have the opportunity to pay attention to right now. When I sit in meditation, all of that stuff is going to present itself.
Okay, so you're not trying to quiet the mind. You're letting the thoughts that have been bottled up release.
I just let what's there be there, and I don't have to. I don't hold my attention to it unless it's more of like a contemplative type practice. But really, yeah, I notice, but I don't. In the same way that, you know, and I've never done this, but let's say you have the TV on and you're on your phone at the same time.
Never once?
Never done it.
You never YouTubed and TV'd?
There's the first.
Girl,
there's the first lie.
Girl,
no, I have done
okay,
this.
all right.
This is why I'm using it as an example. Yeah. So let's say I'm on my phone, or even just texting or doing whatever, and I'll have the TV on. I know that there's something there, but I'm not paying attention to it. That is, like, I know there's thoughts coming up, but I'm not fixated on them. I'm just letting them come up and release. And I notice thoughts, but I don't cling to them. My practice is to not cling to them. Right? Of course I cling to them.
Oh yeah.
But yes.
How could you not?
And some days it's easy, and some days.
Who's coming up with these thoughts in our heads? You know, sometimes the thoughts I have, I'm like, what the where the fuck did that come from? What? Why?
Do you know?
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
I just try to be like, okay, that
aliens.
was interesting.
Aliens.
Yeah, do you believe in aliens?
I do.
All right, what kind?
All of them.
All of them? Do you think they're on Earth right now?
Sure.
How long have they been here?
I could be one.
You definitely probably are one. You know what I thought of the other day?
I probably wouldn't be journaling if I was an alien.
So aliens can die, right? Do you believe aliens die?
I don't know. I don't know that I've thought about them passing away.
So I recently was like,
okay, yeah.
Aliens could die, which means aliens could have ghosts. So now there's alien ghosts. A whole nother
level. Well, where
level.
do their alien bodies go when they die then? Why aren't we fight? I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Oh, well, we're not seeing them already, so why would we see them when they were?
Do aliens go to the same heaven if you believe in heaven? Do they have their own heaven? Another dimension? I don't know.
Do you believe in heaven?
I believe, yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
Raised Catholic. But I believe we go somewhere and then stay there for a time and then can choose to get back into a line. We get in a line, and then maybe based off of what we did in the previous life, that kind of dictates what we're going to do next time. But I believe you have some say in it, but then you get sucked back in. You might be a tree. You might be an animal.
Yeah.
You might be another person.
Reincarnated.
Reincarnated, but no memory. But I believe when you die, you go back and you have all of your memories of everyone you've always
And
been.
even your past lives.
All of them.
What's that time like after you die? Are you like, drinking beer and scrolling Instagram?
You're catching up with people who are also in that same death
realm
period. And you're like, oh, where's Ralph? No, he's living still. Well, maybe I'll catch Ralph next time.
And
but
you're
you've done this so many times that, you haven't seen someone in a few thousand years, but there they are.
Meeting
You're
people
like,
from all the other galaxies.
You're like, oh, Michelle, what's up? Damn, what you been up to? I was a frog.
How'd you die?
Yeah.
What was your death story?
I don't know. I don't remember.
No, I mean, that's could be,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but if you die, you're going to remember, right? You're going to remember all of it.
I will remember all my deaths.
Yes.
But right now, that's,
Right.
I mean, we only use like 3% of our brain, 8%. I don't know what it is. It's low though.
Now that
Mine's probably even lower.
I'm probably right there with you. But I try not to I don't want to overuse my, and again, this is my rationalization for why I don't remember anything. But I don't remember a lot of facts. I'm saving space for all the superpowers that I know are in there. Like, I am very interested by all the untapped potential that we have.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that.
Which I believe can be unlocked through certain plant medicines,
Unlocked, like...
changing the way your brain thinks.
Sure.
Yes.
Unlocking...
I mean, if you've ever done any sort of hallucinogen, boy, oh boy, do you have some fun thoughts there.
Yeah.
And you're like, I got to fucking figure it out. And a lot of the times you wake up, you're like, damn it, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that feeling?
Journal. That's why you journal.
I can't even look at my hands at that point.
Now the journals, I've
actually tried I think on several things.
And then I look at it the next day and I was like, I think I remember that. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I do try to jot down because, you have those things like, this is why I did this today, for this realization. And often it's a perspective shift for me. Instead of me just seeing it from my limited view, I'm able to see it from a bunch of different views.
Yeah.
And that is powerful.
Yeah. So we've put on the website that this is going to be about yoga, Buddhism, meditation. Plant medicine is up there as one of the nouns. How do you see that going? Who do you think we can get on here to talk about that? What's the benefit of
I already have
talking
some
about
people that I have lined up, or that I would like to have lined up. I have ideas. I just think that it's something that a lot of people are curious about now. I do have one friend in particular, and when she hears this, she'll know that I'm talking about her, but I'm not going to name her name right now, but I'm going to ask her to be on when we're talking about this. She, had been just like in a phase of struggle, like we all go through, and did some microdosing. I don't even think she's ever done like a trip, but it did and whether that's psychosomatic, who knows, but it changed her experience of her day today. And I know that she stopped doing it now. Like she just kind of, and I could see it in the way that like she was interacting with people, the way that she came out of her shell. Like I've seen it. I've heard people's experiences about it. I've had experiences that I'm very comfortable sharing. And I don't know. You said that you've had a couple experiences, one or two?
I would say one or two would be...
I know. Million.
There's been a good amount. But I want to go back to microdosing.
Yeah.
I'm finding in talking with people, a lot of people are saying, yeah, I microdosed. We went out. And I'm like, okay, so how much did you take? What was your microdose? They're like, oh, it was like 3/4 of a gram or a gram. I'm like, that isn't microdosing.
Right.
That is taking a small amount of a trip,
Mm-hmm.
probably just enough to like make you feel really good and relaxed, and probably for some people, a lot of anxiety can happen at that level. But a true microdose, in my opinion, and I've talked to a lot of people.
You
about
don't even
this,
feel it.
it's got to be like half of a tenth of a gram, so like 0.05, 0.07. This also depends on the intensity of the mushrooms. So if you buy actually like the fruit, you can get a testing strips, boil a little bit, put a little testing strip in there, and it says on this like scale of, all right, these are super potent, so maybe even less than that. But you can buy, empty capsules on Amazon that they, put real drugs in. You can also get a really good scale, $20. So if you want to do it correctly, weigh it out, actually be intentional about it. But a true microdose shouldn't change. It might make you just not as depressed or like feeling like
chill.
shit. It might be the similar feeling of like half of a Xanax.
Well, and I don't think that the microdosing that I've done and that I have seen, it was to where like you could take it and go about your day. There's
you should
no
be able to go to work.
Absolutely, there's no
microdose.
shift.
Yeah.
Immediate.
Yeah.
But over time, and there's been science has proven like it can rewire those pathways.
Yeah. Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind. Psilocybin is, I think, one of the 5 drugs he explores and talks about. They also have they turned it into a documentary Netflix series, so you can watch that as well. But the book is phenomenal, and psilocybin is a big part of it. And I think they touch on microdosing. It's like 3 or 4 days on, a few days off, 3 or 4 days on, because you can't take it every day.
No, you want to have like, okay, this is and journal about your shifts throughout it.
I should hire someone to like journal for me, like follow me around.
What's that called?
It's like a Sherpa, but for tripping and journaling.
Yeah, there's when authors have somebody who kind of speaks in their voice.
Yeah. Some sort of co-pilot.
That's right.
Just document
You'd be like,
what I'm doing.
jot that down.
Document and don't judge.
That's
all right.
That's right. I love that.
Yes, but psychedelics for sure can change, it basically changes the neural pathways. I don't know what I'm talking about behind saying that, but it will literally make you feel different by changing the way your brain works.
When were you first introduced to them?
High school.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Oh, and I remember being
in
like,
what form?
Just eating dried fruit. Like, I think the first time we did it took 3.5, like a whole eighth.
Okay.
Holy, my God. It was 8 to 10 hours panicking towards the end, being like, I can't go home. I can't see my parents. My eyes are as big as they could possibly be. And I remember getting introduced to, the first time I tripped, Pink Floyd, the whatever CD Metal is on. And that song changed my fucking whole outlook on life. And I was like, oh my fucking God. It was so good.
Magic.
It's like
magic.
It's a good song. It's not my favorite Pink Floyd song, but holy cow, did that change my whole outlook on everything. And I think coming out of that, I just took life a little less seriously,
Yes.
And then every time it's more of a perspective shift.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing? Why are we taking shit so seriously? It's really not that serious.
No. No.
Yeah, it's not.
That's it. That's it.
What do
I
you
love
think,
that.
What do you take the most seriously in life? Like, what are you worried about the most?
Oh. I try not to worry about what people think about me, but I still do. I hate to admit that, but I would say
I was thinking negative about Roxanne.
Oh, I would agree to disagree. They will not be on the show.
Jealous?
No. I
just
just think that, this is something that you won't hear me share a ton of like great lessons I feel have been passed on from my mother to me, but she did really instill in me, and I'm probably going to tear up in sharing this, but she lived her life this way too. That if everyone likes you all of the time, you're not being authentic.
Yeah.
That you're going to be some people's cup of tea and just as much as those people really like you. Like, I do feel like the people who like me, they love me. And the people who don't like me, I bring a bad taste to their mouth. And that's okay. And it doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that I'm bad. It just means we're not each other's people.
Yeah.
At this point in our lives, like, that can change too.
If we all like the same stuff, how dull would that be? You know?
Yes. But I do think that, so while I do worry about what people think, I try not to let it dictate my likes, my dislikes, my movements. It's a practice.
Yeah. So how?
But I don't want to be bland.
Yeah. No one wants to be bland.
No.
How do you? All right. Let's say I'm bland.
You're not bland.
I need a 101 on how not to be bland. What's step one?
Oh, to not be bland. I would say, tell me really honestly, something that really pisses you off, that might be controversial.
Socks and sandals.
Those piss you off?
No, it was just the first thing I could think of.
I was like, I do that.
I do this thing where I try never to be serious or actually.
Yeah, I do that too. I use it's a coping mechanism.
My real feelings.
That's right. Well, this is going to be because I do that too. Oh, this seems serious. Let's make a joke.
Honestly, I just try to think of either the worst possible thing I could think of just to get someone's reaction, or something I think would be funny.
I do
just
too.
An interruption of logical thinking.
And so I think that to be serious in that, if there's somebody that, do they want to be bland? Like, if that is where somebody's comfort zone is, then they get to do that. If they're saying, like, how can I spice my life up a little bit more? It would be like, what lights you up? What excites you? And I think if you've been bland for a long time, you might not even know what that is. And when I say bland, I think that, like, for me, it's shown up in, you can be in certain jobs or in certain relationships. I have been in certain jobs, in certain relationships where I probably kept parts of myself a little more hidden because I didn't know if they would be accepted. And then I did that for so long that those parts almost got forgotten. And so when I have reemerged and look like what does light me up, it takes me a minute to journal and figure out, like, what does light me up? What am I excited about? What do I want to do? I mean, I went country line dancing a couple months ago with some friends because I had said in a group setting, I want to do that. And, we're hanging out in South City at a gathering. And there were people there that were like, I'll do that with you. That sounds fun. And we went and did it. And it was a blast.
What was the name of the dance, the line dance specifically? Do you know?
We went to some bar out in Wildwood that was like, they give free lessons on Tuesday or Thursday nights. It's a blast.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Do you own a pair of cowboy boots?
I do not. And I was a little tore up about that going out there.
We're going to get you some.
But, I don't think that the boots would have made me look like I fit in there any better.
No, the boots give you energy to do things that you probably wouldn't without those boots.
I was having a good time.
I think you get a plus 12% increase in your ability to do
country, to spin on those shoes.
Just country shit.
Yeah.
You got those boots on?
So, here's another thing. I really am not a consumer, and I don't like to buy things that don't need to be bought. Cowboy boots, it's a cute accessory, but I did just fine without them.
You can get them secondhand.
Yes.
What size shoe are you?
Do I want secondhand cowboy boots?
Do you not want secondhand cowboy boots?
I'd have to wear socks, but yes.
That's the real question.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to travel back in time to earlier in the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You were a teacher, and you eventually owned your own studio in St. Louis called Yoga for Dummies, right?
It was called Practicing Yoga, but close.
Where did I get Yoga for Dummies?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a line of books that
practicing
yoga.
Those are my favorite books.
Yeah. Yeah. I've read a couple.
I have the whole volume.
What's your favorite dummy?
A baking pie for dummies.
Oh.
It's not like cooking where you can just improvise. Baking?
Okay.
No, improvise. You can't improvise with baking.
I don't know the last one that I've even read.
It's a total mess. Yeah.
No, you cannot. It's very specific. It's scientific.
Yeah.
Okay. Practicing yoga.
Yep.
Practicing yoga was the name
Practicing,
of the studio.
yeah. I'll get it right. I'll
Yeah.
get it right eventually.
And that was born out of because I was in the process of starting a clothing line
What?
called Practicing Wear. In my head, I imagined a world where people wore their vulnerabilities on their shirts. So like, I'm practicing patience. So then, if you cut me off and I give you the evil stink eye, but you look down and you see my shirt and you're like, well, she's trying.
Well, all right. So what's on these shirts?
Practicing patience, practicing compassion, practicing self-love. There was 5 that I had wanted to do. And I was meeting with somebody here in town to help create the design of them and the whole thing.
Wait, do we have any prototypes out there in the
I've
wild?
gotten rid of them since.
Oh, so they're...
Maybe. I might still have one.
If anyone listening has any of those...
Oh, I didn't
we
give
would
them
like
to anyone. I only wore them myself. They had not gone to market yet.
Well, they have to be somewhere. Unless they
I probably
were
have a
burned.
photo of myself in one because I wore them a lot.
What font did you use?
Since I wasn't the person making it, I don't know, but it was some sort of script. It looked like cursive a bit, and it went upwards on the shirt.
Okay.
And I really was like, it's just a way for not only for us to be vulnerable, but also for us, like, because people piss me off. And it's important for me to remember they're going through something too. Like, everybody's working on something, and it just might not be the exact same thing I want them to at that time.
What's the closest you've ever gotten to chopping someone in the neck?
Oh, there was a period of time, and this was
Yesterday.
this was before yoga.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to say yoga stopped this,
Oh, yeah.
but
Those thoughts
I
don't
found
stop.
yoga when after I had my daughter, and that's when I also quit working. I was a stay-at-home mom, and so we sold a car so that I would be able to stay at home. So I didn't have a car during the day unless we drove him to work, and then came home and used it. So anyway, when I was driving my car to and from work, I used to be a major road rager.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh,
Wow.
I drove a little shitty Volkswagen Golf. The floor was like rusted out when it would rain, and I'd drive. My feet would water would come up through the floor. Anyway, if there'd be like some Mercedes behind me riding my ass, I'd slam on my brakes. And I'd be like, hit me.
Yeah.
This car
Mama
does
needs a new
not care.
car. Mama needs a new car.
It's you're going to be the one that's.
Yeah.
I
You know, they
am
got
embarrassed to say this, but at one point, and now granted, this is 26 years ago, so it's a long time. I pulled over on the side of the highway. I was ready to beat somebody down.
Yeah. Weapons or no weapons?
I know weapons.
No. Oh, just fisticuffs?
These weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said I've never actually been in a fist fight, but I have got enough spunk.
Yeah.
I think I'd do just fine.
Oh, yeah. You'd be bobbing and weaving. You seem hard to catch.
That person did not pull over,
Yeah.
and I am grateful. That's the universe looking out for me.
Do you have bumper stickers on that car? You a bumper sticker person or none?
I am a bumper sticker person.
All right.
And yeah, I probably did have bumper stickers on my car. I don't remember what they were, but I'm sure that they were there. It was, like I said, it was before my bumper stickers right now. I have said this. I have less bumper stickers in this car than I have on past ones. On past ones, I had a lot of like peace, love, blah, 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 all over the back. And I was like, it keeps me honest on the road. Because,
Oh, yeah.
You don't want somebody with the peace, love, and then giving you the finger
Yeah,
flying past you. It
And
keeps
you got,
me honest.
You got your brass knuckles.
Yeah.
They pull up next to you at the light, and you got your brass knuckles. You ever owned a pair of brass knuckles?
No, I have not.
Ooh. All right, add it to the list.
Just,
I'm gonna
but
get you
a
some
roll of
cowboy
quarters
boots,
does the same thing.
Cowboy boots and some brass knuckles. Yeah. Ooh. You'd be unstoppable.
I have, and I've told people this story before, that when I even first started teaching yoga, I was working full time, and I would race from my work to get to the studio to teach a class. And I would be zipping down Kings Highway, in and out of traffic, in and out of traffic. I knew that there were going to be students waiting there. I was running, I had to change clothes, and I knew that I would give the finger to some people or scream "fuck you" out the car window. And I would be like, please don't let it be a student. Please don't let it be a student. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like going to take your first yoga class ever.
Yeah.
And having like some crazy woman screaming at you, and then that's your yoga teacher.
That's a good bit for some sort of series, you know.
Well,
some
it's
skit.
my life.
Ooh. Have you ever thought about writing a
Yes.
show or
No, not a show, but a book, yes.
have you started?
I've started several. I lose interest. We've talked about I lose interest in things very quickly.
Maybe a little Adderall, add that to the list?
Adderall, I have tried it, and it jacks me up. I don't like to be jacked up.
You're jacked down.
So I think that people have said if Adderall does that, that means that you don't have ADHD, I think. Because it does. It gives me an edge. I become very sharp, and like I get lost with the trees of your story rather than the big picture.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So practicing yoga. How did you start this yoga studio? And towards the end, it was very successful. So give me like the whole rundown of how did you come up with the idea, get the lease, start the studio? What were the early days like? Run me through the whole thing.
Yeah. So I was teaching, and at the time I was teaching at 4 or 5 different studios around town. And so I had students that were following me.
Oh, I do hear him barking a little bit. No, he'll be all right.
Okay.
He'll chill out.
All right.
He's got road rage too.
Does
you know
he?
What? Yeah, big time road rage.
Really? What's that?
His rage is for people on bicycles. He thinks they're man dogs. You know?
He wants to get them.
Yeah, there's someone on a bicycle going by, or another dog. You know.
Can you control him well on a leash?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. I put the choker.
You
collar.
put that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that does it. He's a big dog. He's beautiful.
I know.
Okay. So, well, you let me know if you need to take care of him.
I'll take him out of the audio. Just a little magic.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I don't think that. It's
I'm
real life.
I'm going to change it to my dad yelling.
All right. What are you doing down there in that basement? Are you doing mushrooms again?
Oh, talk about rage. Talk about rage.
Was your room in the basement too?
No, it was upstairs.
Okay.
It was upstairs. But my dad's road rage was something.
Mine as well.
Woo.
Mine as well.
Vietnam
and he
vet.
would have a couple few cans of beer between his legs in the process too.
Yeah, and a pistol under the seat.
My dad did not have that I knew of. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Anyway,
Okay.
back
I
to
digress.
peaceful.
So yeah, peaceful yoga studio. So there were students that it'll be interesting to see how many people come to my class after they hear all these crazy ass stories about me.
I might double in size.
I used to do the worm in class.
What?
Yes.
Why did that stop?
Well, it was
Did
a
you bust
party
your
trick.
chin? Did you bust your chin?
I actually have busted my chin doing it. Do you see it?
I know. I think I've tried it once. I was like, whoa, that was a close call.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had students that were following me around. And so they had class cards at different studios. And one student in particular, who was also a friend, I mean, she was awesome. She was an attorney and more confident, accomplished professionally than I was at the time. I was working at, or that I am now too. I was working as an accounts manager and in like bookkeeping, and then I ran the office, and then I was teaching as a side gig, running around town. And she said, what would it take for you to open a studio? And I had people mention that to me before. I was like, I have no interest in opening a studio. And you've asked me different things. Would you be interested in this? And I'm like, no. And when I say no, I'm not getting an Instagram page, and I'm committed to it. I'm stuck on it until I change my mind. But she was like, open a studio. And I was like, no. And, and other people would mention it. She eventually said, what would it take for us to get you to open a studio? What is it that you're scared of? And I was like, well, I don't have the money to do it, for one. And I don't want to be in the business of it. I like teaching yoga. I like developing the aesthetic of the studio, like all of that. But I didn't have the money, and I just didn't want to do the business part of it. And she said, okay, I'll be the money and I'll be the bad guy. You be the face of the studio. You be in charge of hiring. You do the schedule. You teach, hire, do all of that. And I'll be the one answering emails and all of that. And so she's brilliant, by the way. I haven't talked to her in ages. I need to reach out to her. But she took away all my no's. And so I would be a fool to have said no. So we started looking at spaces. And what I became very apparent is I got really excited. And once we started talking about this, I got really excited about this. It was that same kind of excitement where it was just occupying all my time. I was looking at spaces all the time. And it became apparent that this was a fun side project for her. This was something that I was going to make happen right away. And I realized that as the more that I was doing stuff and I found a space that I liked, I realized I can get a bank to give me a loan. And I had managed a studio in the past. So I knew a little bit about the business, and obviously not the payroll part of it, but I was willing to learn. So I got a good accountant. I got a loan, and I went to her and I said, would your feelings be hurt if I did this on my own now? She's like, I don't care. I just wanted you to have a studio. I was like, okay, you get a lifetime membership. So that's how that happened.
Okay. So when it opened, how many did you hire teachers? Was it just you teaching?
I hired teachers, and I hired some of my favorite still teachers that I've had. They were my teachers. I hired people that had been my teachers. Kim Wynn taught. Sodender was teaching there. Julie Funky. And I think I'm missing one more, but it was a very small crew. But it was teachers that, like, if I could put those three on the schedule, like, people were coming, and it was great. People came.
So 7 days a week, all day long, or was
7 days a week,
morning then afternoon? It
was a smaller schedule. We had on a weekend, Saturdays, Sundays, maybe 3-4 classes a day, and then probably 3. And then during the weekdays, anywhere probably around 5.
So it's pretty well known that it's really hard to run a profitable studio. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a lot of different reasons. I will say that practicing yoga, PY, was profitable day one. It did not take time. People came. I had very low overhead. My rent was very cheap. I did a lot of the work that we did to make it into a yoga studio. I did it myself. It was not polished. It was not fancy. It felt like home in there, and you could feel the energy in that space. I loved it, but I didn't have internet service in there. I was having people sign in on paper when they got there.
Yeah.
I mean, I kept it real, which is how I like to do things. That's what this is so different, but
I kind of want that now,
I think, again, and people didn't care. People don't care. If there was a problem and somebody would show up and whatever, would figure it out later. Like, come do yoga. We'll figure it out later. It wasn't the end of the world.
That'd be a good name for a studio. We'll figure it out
later.
You know?
Yeah, it's not a today problem.
Wouldn't it be cool? I feel like if I won the lottery, like a big one, wouldn't it be cool to create just an awesome yoga studio and make it free?
Okay, have we talked about this?
No.
That's my dream.
Making a free yoga studio?
Donation-based.
Oh.
But only donation-based. Pay what you can. There was a restaurant in New York. This is when I first thought, this was years ago. There was a restaurant in New York that had a donation-based meals, and they only offered like 3 things a day. But what they found was the people who had money would go and eat there, and they would pay well above what they would normally pay to help provide food for people who didn't. And of course, there were probably people who took advantage of the system and whatever. I, at my heart of hearts, know that is not what the majority of people would do. I would love, that is scary though. And I don't know how you'd pay your teachers.
I won the lottery. I have a ton of money.
You don't have, yeah. Well, there you go.
That's not a problem.
That's,
do
you play the lottery?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think about playing it.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to win the lottery when I don't play
That's
the
right.
lottery.
I think more realistic. Like, I would like to do it in realistic.
I have bought tickets a few times, and then I completely, I've found them years later, and they're expired. So even if I'd had one,
yeah,
I wouldn't have won because it would have been expired. That would have been the worst.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you found although, is there a time limit on it? Maybe you could cash it in later.
No, it's I think a year or a year and a half. So even if you had anyway, I digress.
So on this topic, there is a donation-based yoga studio in St. Louis on the north side, the Collective, which I would like to get some people. There are 4 owners that started that. I would like to get one of them on here to talk to them about how they did that, since it's something that we're both interested in.
So do you?
I don't know how they
online,
do things. You sign up online.
Just show up in person.
You sign up online, and you can just show up in person.
See, I was thinking.
I've always just shown up in person when I've gone there.
I would make it free if you attended, I don't know, 5 or 6 classes a month. So it was free, but you had to keep it going.
Oh, okay.
And then that would jack up maybe I lost, because you can only have so many people going, right?
Yeah.
So
no, that's why you need a warehouse.
Oh yeah.
So
I wouldn't do it huge though. I would keep it small. It'd be very dojo-esque.
Okay. I love the energy of a huge
40. What's huge to you though?
Well, huge to me now is the max that we can have, which is I think 36 people. Is the biggest that we can do right now. I taught at Busch Stadium, and that was I think it was at least 1,000 people. That energy was amazing. I've listened to podcasts, people in, on East Coast, West Coast, those studios, and I've been to studios there. I've never been to one of these. They get over 100 people in a classroom.
Do you think that's too many?
No.
Okay. Never. 50. True Fusion is probably the most I've ever been to. That's
I mean, I think you have to go to one of the coasts to experience that.
100 people, and is it hot?
I don't remember that, and I could be wrong, but I remember it being not something that I could imagine. Yeah. I have no idea.
I saw that Bikram
work trip,
that Bikram documentary, and there was easily 150, 200 people in those huge ass rooms, just sweating it out.
Yes.
With him up on the literal pedestal.
Yeah. Somebody massaging his feet and brushing his hair.
Yeah, just barking orders.
Yeah.
Ugh. So did you ever study the Bikram style before, while it was still called Bikram?
No. I did it twice, and I do think it was called Bikram. So, but I wouldn't say I studied it. I did it twice, and I've had 2 children. I think it's kind of the similar. I did it once, and I very much disliked it. And then a couple years later, another friend invited me, and I had kind of forgotten how bad it was. I'm I just need to hydrate properly this time. And it wasn't any better, but the teachers were so encouraging. I remember coming out and them being like, "You did a great job. You just need to keep coming back." I was like, I'm never coming back here.
We have to pay him his dues.
Right. But it's funny because now I think I actually would enjoy it because I do like hot rooms now, but I didn't then.
How often do you go somewhere and practice yoga? Do you ever?
I do. I would say it's sporadic. I go through moods. In the last week, I've taken 2 public classes.
What sparked that?
One of them was a student of mine that recently was certified to become a teacher, and I have been wanting to go support her and take one of her classes, so I did that on Saturday, and then earlier this week, I went to another mutual friend of ours. I went to take one of her classes, and she had been on my radar. I have a list of classes of people that I want to take class with, and I just haven't done it yet. So she was on my list, and I went, and it was delightful.
So if you're listening right now, go to the unqualifiedyogi.com/ Roxanne, come to my classes, where you can fill out a form if you're a teacher. And I haven't built it yet, but now I'm going to have to go build this little request form.
And do not hold your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can get on the list.
Get on the list. She'll show up under probably like a fake name, Jack Downs.
Jack Downs. Yes. Yes. Jack Down.
Coupon code Jack Downs for
Jack
100%.
Down. Yes. Jack Down.
So, season 1, we are interviewing. Let's talk about the format.
Wait, can I hear a little bit about you?
Oh, that's not what this is about.
Yeah, it is. I want to hear a little about you. I want to hear a little about you.
Honestly, one thing that's really cool that I do want to say is I got a sponsor for this podcast, and we need to cut to commercial.
Kundalini awakening, spiritual breakthrough, enlightenment, beautiful, transcendent, also expensive. When your third eye opens and you quit your job, divorce your spouse, and move to an ashram, who pays your rent? The Third Eye Insurance Policy. Coverage for when awakening ruins your credit score. Deductible based on how many ayahuasca ceremonies you've attended. Third Eye Insurance. Enlightenment is priceless. Surviving it isn't. Does not cover poor decisions made while following your bliss.
Just want to give a big shout out to Third Eye Insurance for sponsoring episode 0 of this podcast.
And it's funny. I have had somebody say to me before, because I've done ayahuasca and I loved it. But, It was quite an experience. And I had somebody say to me, I want to, but I'm scared I'm going to quit my job and I can't. And that's what that commercial says. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You just take out this insurance.
Why can't you?
That's right.
You ever tried it?
Yeah.
It might be easier than you thought. Mm-hmm. What if it were easy?
Right.
I had someone tell me that once on a mushroom trip. He was just like, what if it were easy? I was like, oh, what? Yeah. What if it were easy? Anything. What if it were easy?
One of my bumper stickers used to say, let it be easy.
Little John Lennon yogi.
I got that from a coffee house. Was it Rise that was on the Grove?
Yeah. All right, so we were talking.
We were talking about you.
We were. What do you want to know?
I want to know.
Nobody wants to know about me.
No, they do. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
You are. Let's first of all, this is you have done this before. This is not your first rodeo.
Yeah. So one of the things that I did with ProEDU, which is a company that makes documentary-based education on artists, photographers mostly, but also retouchers, any visual artist. We've done some filmmakers here and there, but it's not like Masterclass. Started the same year as Masterclass, not nearly as successful, but I bootstrapped the whole thing. Started this company, zero money, took off kind of at the right time. This is, more than 11 years ago ish, kind of at the how do I find information online?
Yeah.
Especially, I was working as a commercial photographer at a studio here and had a really good opportunity, had a partner at the time who was a very well-established photographer, and started using what little, filmmaking skills that I had to make education about cool people. Mostly I was just tricking them because I wanted to figure out how to do what they did, and that was going to cost a lot of money, and I wasn't their assistant or anything, so I was doing it for me, really, and then got them to, sign away, a percentage in perpetuity. So I'd make these classes, put them online, and it just took off, and it just self-funded. So in doing so, I had a little bit of disposable income, and I thought, how cool would it be if we went to Puerto Rico and I rented this whole compound, and I flew a bunch of people with tons of followers down, and we did podcast season 1. So for about a week, I rented this huge villa right outside of Rincon, and then, everyone that came down, there was about 10 or 15 people, and at the time they all had, anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Is that a lot?
This is back in the heyday of when you shared something, it reached a lot of people. So it was strategic in getting them to be on the podcast because then I knew that they would share the podcast and I would essentially acquire part of their audience. Because these are all photographers and retouchers and commercial artists or producers, people working in the visual arts community, and just had an absolute blast. 5 days in a row, getting up in the morning, completely hungover from the night before because we were in the hot tub till 5 a.m. with 20 artists, half of which are on LSD, and got up and did it and interviewed people and had really no plan whatsoever. Didn't know what we were doing, and it was
organic.
It took off. And it was really cool just to sit down with really no plan and just interview people. So did that, and I haven't done it in a few years, but I got to the point where there's probably at least 150 episodes online, Spotify.
That's awesome.
It was a blast. So it graduated to, I insist on doing it in person because this is way better than calling someone and doing it. I could have done a lot more, but part of what I wanted to do was it's got to be in person. Well, that's really expensive to be traveling around to get one by one. So there's two, there used to be two, now there's just one, and that one's dying. So conventions are dying, in-person conventions where you go. They're pretty much dying. So there's one in New York, there's one in Vegas. The one in New York used to be the biggest. I was like, let's just go to these conventions where everyone's there already talking. And we'd rent a really nice hotel room, usually a huge penthouse. And I would fill the bathtub up with High Life and PBR and just wine. And for 5 straight days, we would just have one of my employees bring an art. Everyone would be pre-booked. They would come up to the hotel room, and we would just record these podcasts. And eventually we started filming them. And eventually we started doing just more and more stuff. But eventually started getting sponsorships for every single season or episode. So then it became self-funded. But it was perfect because, one, I could learn more about someone. But it would kind of bring more people into, we're selling a digital product that's helpful. It would really kind of amplify what we were selling, which is really good education. Like a documentary based, how this person it was why. It was what we focused on, not how. Because you can go to YouTube for how. We really wanted to explore dummies. Why. So it's why does this person, it wasn't necessarily product photography, it was this person's approach to how and why, mostly why they make their decisions. And
inspirational, not necessarily a how-to, but inspiration.
Yeah. And it was great. We traveled the world. We've been to so many countries, filming these. We call them docutorials. Not necessarily a tutorial because it's just kind of nerdy just to be in this is how you do this. Blah, 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 blah. It was no, let's actually fly to one time we produced swimwear and lifestyle with Dixie Dixon, who's a huge Nikon ambassador. She's one of their global ambassadors. So in producing this, photo shoot with her, we're talking about where to do it, and it's like LA, maybe Miami, and it's super expensive. And I just remember zooming out on Airbnb and looking for a place in the world where we could get like a huge house near a beach with a hot tub. I remember with a hot tub.
That was your check mark.
And it was like under like $8,000 for like 2 weeks. And Sao Paulo came up.
Okay.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
And no, it was Florianopolis came up. And I was like, it was like $2,000 for like 2 weeks. And it came with a chef. And I looked up flights because at the time I had 15 or so employees and only bringing like 6 or so. I was like, okay, flights are cheap. And I had an intern who at the time, like a year before, just calls us, loves our stuff. He's in Brazil. He's like, I'm going to quit my job and I want to come live in your studio. And I was like, say less, son. Didn't even put too much into it. Met him in New York at the podcast that we were recording. I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. His name's Tomas. And so he had lived with us in our studio, just slept on the couch for a year, and then moved back to Brazil. He's a pretty famous photographer now. And he produced the whole thing for us. We've probably spent 1/10 of the costs down in Brazil filming lifestyle swimwear with,
Oh my
beautiful
gosh.
Brazilians.
Oh
so
my
that's
gosh.
a class that we have with Dixie, who's an amazing photographer based out of Dallas. So that's essentially what we do. We'd find really cool people. Not necessarily teachers. Most of them weren't teachers. And we would dissect what makes you, you. And a lot of the time we didn't really know. We'd figure it out on the go. But then we'd just bring my team of employees that would film. I'd mostly hire filmmakers, like right out of film school. They loved filmmaking. They, filled in where I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah. It was great. I did it for, the company still was around. Still manage it.
And then?
And it's still there. Like we still have thousands of
when did you stop doing all the...
I stopped making new content after COVID.
Yeah.
Actually kind of during COVID. COVID was a bit of a disaster. A lot of burnout.
You couldn't fly to Brazil and host a party with a bunch of people.
Couldn't fly to Brazil, and I just found myself being stuck inside all the time.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where also the online landscape is completely changing, and I don't know, revenue was down. We weren't able to necessarily afford these like huge shoots anymore, and I think so many people are making content online. Just a whole bunch of different reasons. But I've kind of put that on the wayside, and now work as a consultant for law firms, a PR firm, small businesses.
Consulting them on?
A lot of it is marketing and AI. So we're building a lot of software now. As soon as that started coming out, that got my full attention.
Yeah.
And I'm building a lot of, me and this other company that I own, I have a team of people, and we're building a lot of agentic-based workflows. So these are we're basically building entire, I would say departments that work alone and create content around the clock. It's really wild where we're going with AI. And we're only at the very beginning. We're in this agentic phase now. And we're going to get and in the next few years, we're going to be in this thing called organizational, which is you really only need one or two real human beings to run an entire company, and the whole thing can just run itself, which is scary. But then when we get to AGI,
not AG1.
That's listen, shout out to AG1.
I have some in my fridge.
I drink it every morning.
Yeah.
It's the only thing, I would say the only thing I do consistently.
I do.
Every day.
I also take CMOS gel.
I don't know what's CMOS gel.
Something came up on YouTube. So they sell you on YouTube too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. It's supposed to be good for my gut. I take a spoonful every day.
Is the AGX, the night stuff.
Oh, I have seen that.
I'll give you one after this. You can try it tonight.
Okay.
I sometimes have a hard time going to sleep.
But you're not talking about AG1. You're talking about AGI.
No, it's AGX.
Oh, AGX.
It's actually by,
okay.
It's actually by Athletic Greens, but it's for night.
No. I'm talking about your job.
Anyway,
yeah.
I digress.
Okay.
AI is going to kill us all. It's crazy. Listen to this podcast called AI 2027.
Okay.
We really got off on a tangent here, but I think it's important to understand what's happening or what could happen. So a lot of the the smartest people in the world, and these are like people that worked at OpenAI, people that are paid to think about like war game situations and like what could happen. They did this prediction back in like 2020 of where we would be, and for the most part, we're all exactly right of where we're at. Now they're doing it for 2027, which is now about 2029, but it's basically us against China, and who's going to get to, super intelligence first. And once we get to super intelligence, that can be used in so many malicious ways around the world. But basically, and this is kind of a spoiler of where this is going, but once we both get to this super intelligence, it's basically the United States and China. The super intelligence will find a way to communicate with one another and know that, we actually don't need these humans, and find a way to get us to broker a deal to create one level higher
than us
super intelligence.
Oh, then
we agree and basically say, oh, okay, China, we are going to create this hardware together. It's going to be for the good of the nation, the good of the world. And that's just a trick. And then the super intelligence basically gets rid of us through a virus, and they don't need us anymore. And they get rid of us because we're the ones destroying the world and destroying the environment. But basically, this is like every.
Do you have a gas mask?
I probably have like a funny one that doesn't work. That's a prop, but no, we're hosed.
I have a real gas mask, and I just bought a charger, a solar powered charger for when the grid goes down.
Oh, do you think the grid's going to go down?
I get caught up in this stuff, and I just feel like...
If the grid's down, what do you need your phone for? You know, who you calling? Phone doesn't work.
You, for us to do our podcast.
Yeah. All right.
We hook it up to a bunch of solar-powered grids we put in the backyard.
I do have those, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Then we can still put this out, and anybody else who has a charger can follow and listen.
Okay.
But I can find myself going down those rabbit holes for sure.
Yeah. So we got 4 years left.
Yeah.
Let's party, you know?
Yeah.
4 years is a long time.
Conspiracies. I also like conspiracy stuff.
Oh. Yeah. We better not take it to conspiracy land.
Okay.
This is going to be a non-political podcast.
No, non-political.
What else is this podcast not going to be?
Non-political, non-know-it-all. No know-it-all energy. I'll tell you, mainly because I get bored by that. And I don't learn that way. I learn by conversation. And I use the term learn broadly. Like when I hear and learn new stuff, it's like I absorb it. I don't necessarily remember all the details of it, but it's in conversation, not just in a lecture. So no know-it-all energy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
How were you in school?
I was a C student without trying much. The psychology behind that is the fear of if I really did try, maybe I wouldn't have done much better.
Oh, interesting.
But a C student without trying much. I was very social, but it's funny, and I've talked with quite a few people who feel like they've relate with this. I had a group that I sat at the lunch table with in high school, but that I would also move around with other people as well, and I was kind of friendly with everyone, and not really close friends with too many. I had one really best friend for a period of time. There were four of us, but one really at the end, and I was nobody would have guessed it in my class, but like I was never invited to do anything on the weekends. I would invite myself places. I'd show up places that I had heard other people talking about. Nobody seemed to care I showed up, but they didn't think to invite me either. Yeah, I think I was just kind of a floater. I was friendly enough with everyone. Nobody disliked me, but I wasn't like, oh, we got to have Roxanne there.
You're talking about high school, college?
High school. College, I really just kind of showed up places too. I worked full time, went to school full time. I went to UMSL here. I used to go to the Pike House there all the time, hang out there.
Is it still around?
I don't know.
The Pike House.
Pike Kappa
What went
Alpha.
down at the Pike House?
All kinds of nonsense. I learned how to spit out a second floor window there, story window there.
Is it different than spitting out of a first floor window?
Yes, because I could start. Well, I don't know. I've never spit out a first floor window. But I have trouble. Well, we don't need to get into that anyway. But anyway, there's something about allowing it to drop that you can you get a feel of the spit that then you can.
Yeah.
I can't whistle. Anyway, so, and then the basement of the Pike House was where all the fun happened, and that was the dancing. That's where I spent a lot of time. Yes.
Wait, you've never whistled?
No, I can't whistle.
Well, not with that attitude, you can't.
I've tried a lot, and people have been like, if you just practice, and then people are like, when I've tried to practice around them, they're like, oh my God, I can't. Your mouth looks like a butthole.
I mean, if anyone's mouth looks like a butthole.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's okay. I'm okay with it. You know what? We all have different talents.
Yeah. Yours is the super badass yoga teacher.
Mine is,
Getting in every pose like it's nothing.
I like moving people with breath. It excites me. I love watching people drop in to the present moment, to their bodies. I mean, it's magic.
Sometimes when you say, we're going to be here for 2 breaths, I'm in like 9 breaths.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? I'm just out there panting,
Yeah.
Is
That's the stereotype of the teacher. I got to follow along.
I'm over here huffing like a dog.
Yeah. Well, because you're working and I'm just walking around. They're my breaths.
God damn it, 2 breaths?
That's right.
Oh, it's passing out here.
Right. No, you're not. You're doing it right.
Okay, so this first season.
Yeah.
About 10 episodes-ish? Who do we have in store for this first season?
So names? Are we dropping names? Or are we just hinting?
I would say hinting.
Okay.
As if they back out, then we look like a bunch of jerks.
Okay.
Or if they get hit by a bus.
Okay, well that won't happen. Yeah. Hinting, we have someone that has two people that have open and closed studios already on that are one I know that is going to talk about that. The other, it's kind of just part of their story. I don't know they're going to mention it. We have a couple of students that are not teachers. One that has been a really long time student, and he's going to have a lot to offer. And as far as the journey through all of that and the ups and downs and all of that, long-term practitioner. And then the other one is a student and also has become a friend that had illness, injury that has pulled them away from the practice. And I actually don't know if they're doing it right now. I know that they had visited it again like 5-6 months ago for a while. But I'd love to hear about her journey. And I know that when she fell in love with yoga, like she hit the ground running, and it was really hard for her when she had to quit. And I'd like to hear about like how all of that. We have somebody who was a specific style of yoga teacher, that there was a certain documentary that came out that shed a lot of light on this specific style, and she has since stopped teaching that style, doesn't practice that style anymore. And I can't wait to get her perspective on
Oh, there's
that.
been so many yoga scandals. This could be all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you up to date on all the yoga scandal documentaries?
I think I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
You watched the most recent Kundalini one?
Yes.
Oh, we'll have to get into that in another episode. But wow,
We will.
boy, did I binge watch that.
Yes. Breath of Fire.
Is that what it was
I
called?
think it's what it's called.
Ooh, what an ending.
We have we've got a teacher that has had quite a journey and stopped teaching for a while, came back to teaching, managed a studio, cut back to just one class a week. Like, I can't wait to hear about that journey. I'm really excited.
What percentage of these guests would you say have been arrested?
Arrested, myself included, or just the guests?
Well, it's up to you.
Have you been arrested, Gary?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Well, if both of us have, let's go for,
I'm hoping 50% at least,
I would think higher than that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Should that be our
Say
question?
less.
Let's ask them that when they come on.
That's one of the first
Have you ever
things-
been arrested?
That's one of the first things I ask in online dating right now. It's great. A lot of people are just like, "Oh yeah."
That's a great first question in online dating.
I'm not like, "Hey, how's your week been?" I'm like, "Hey, when was the last time you were arrested?"
That's right. Not a how you doing.
You're right?
How you doing? What you doing?
Yeah. Right.
Pick?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yep. Hey, girl. It really catches them off guard. It's like, "Oh shit, should I be honest?"
You up?
Well, I'm really excited, and I mean, we've hit the 90-minute mark. How long do you think these should be?
I think an hour. I think
Okay.
I think from my experience, I say that now just because I know that this was easy, and when we start talking with somebody else, it will be easy. But I don't want people to feel like they have to spend their day listening to an episode.
Yeah.
And I think an hour is, it's a drive to work, listen to half of it, drive home from work, listen to the other half.
Yeah. And hopefully I'm going to be able to cut these down into the bits and pieces. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
What do you think?
Honestly, it's so hard. It's so hard to make them less than an hour, especially
Is it?
if the person's interesting. Like, holy shit. That's why a lot of podcasts that are rambling. This isn't necessarily rambling, but it's rambling.
Yeah.
They're like 2-3 hours long. Like some of the most
Yeah.
popular podcasts in the world, 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Those people are kind of annoying though too, right?
I don't know. They have the
Okay.
biggest podcast in the world.
Oh, well, then they're doing something.
Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah, I
We'll
think
figure it out. No rules. No
rules.
pressure.
And number one rule is we're going to have fun.
We're going to have fun. Rule
Yes.
number 2, we're going to have...
What's the rule number 2?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd say something.
We're going
illicit.
to learn something new maybe.
Yes.
Every
Every episode.
episode.
Yep. And I'll have... I'm going to have people call in and leave messages.
Okay.
So we'll have callers. So if you want to, we'll have it set up. I'll have instructions set up. But basically, throughout the session, even with our guests, we'll have someone call in. I'm going to play their question. We're going to make it dynamic.
Interactive.
Yeah.
I like that.
interactive.
Where are people going to be able to find us?
I believe it's, what was it? The undocumented yogi? No, you said it earlier. The unadulterated.
No.
What was it? Unmitigated. No. It was so funny.
It was. and you said, "Oh, I like the name of it," and I said, "Yeah, because nobody can such and such me."
Oh yeah. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm using it to record.
Oh, I have mine over there.
We'll figure it out. I'll ad-lib it in later.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember either. It was a good one. It's a little too late. This is a good name.
It's the Unqualified Yogi.
Unqualified Yogi.
.com. And we're gonna do events.
I would love that. Well, we're going to do a kind of a launch.
Yep. Sign up to the newsletter. Go to the unqualifiedyogi.com to sign up. Sign up for the newsletter. We'll email you when we have a secret location. This is a cult.
This is, yeah.
This is a cult.
Yeah.
So you're getting into a cult. There will be outfits.
But, what some people call a cult, I like to call a community. It's a community.
Cult community.
Yeah. Where love is a priority. I think that community is interactive, and when we have events, we'll be able to get to know each other. And I think that that's going to help us expand the kind of guests that we have on. That we're talking about yoga, but yoga, as we know, is everything.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
All right. I think on that note, we ready for the outro?
Let's do the outro.
Thanks,
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thank you, Roxanne. This is great.
And thanks for listening.
And that's where we'll leave it for today. Confucius once said, "To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge." By that measure, we're geniuses. We definitely know we don't know much. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Unqualified Yogi podcast. If you're looking for more honest questions and questionable answers, visit theunqualifiedyogi.com. And remember, friends, if you ain't confused, you ain't paying attention.